Welcome to the Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast. This week we got Jamin, Alex, and Randy. Corey's not feeling well, and Jason, as always, is putting in T-pads. But we do have the host of the Discap Sunday Tag League, Mike Zanchelli. Thanks for coming back, Mike.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So we got a lot to talk about this week between recapping Stonykill Scramble and previewing New York States. But before we talk about all that, I have a very important question. So, Mike, why on earth are pitchers still throwing strikes to Aaron Judge?
I can't even answer that question. It's just ridiculous. He's on an absolute tear right now. It's fun to watch. It just hopefully he does it when it counts in October.
I don't understand it. I just don't get it. Other than Soto, who are you worried about?
Yeah.
You know? No, it was an honest question. Who else you worried about?
I was going to say Cortez, but he did not do well this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been an up and down season. Like, you know, some people will step up, some people will not. And then Judge is just in his own stratosphere right now. And it's fun to watch. It's just, you know, as a Yankees fan, I've been let down various times. And just a fun fact, I don't want to jinx it, but every time Aaron Judge has hit 60 home runs, they lose to the Astros. So I don't want to see that happen again.
That's a good point. Well, I mean, early in the season, he wasn't doing much, and they were winning every game.
Right.
It seemed. What's going on with tags going forward? Anything for the rest of the year?
There's a couple more weeks going on. There's one at Heiser for the battle. I took like most of this September off because I do Maple Hill. So I'm there for 4 days. So I'm there that weekend. And then there's states. There's just a lot of shit going on in September.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so like the end of September, October, there's the battle. So we're going to do that. And I think that's usually where I cut it. I usually have like an impromptu tag round here or there. Like I was going to post one today, but I was so freaking tired from Stonykill and just I didn't really get a lot of sleep the night before the tournament. So I kind of took a nice little nappy nap for like 4 hours today.
What's your New York Team Challenge team? Are you on one?
I haven't really given him a yes or a no because I can't commit. Like, I would love to play, you know, just I can't commit every week, you know. It's like, it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a Stonykill, Chatham Hills Country Club.
Yep.
But I'm in as a sub. If they still want me as a sub, I'm in. I can't commit as much as I want to.
All right. Alex has you in his notes as a sub.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sub.
Yes.
All right.
Whoever gets you first on the sub list.
One other thing before we talk about the Stonykill Scramble, I got some good news and I got some bad news this week. The good news is Kristen McDonald posted that they had to order more blankets for Artemis Unchained 4 next week, which is good.
Woo.
Means they got more people to sign up. The bad news is my dumbass called them towels in the episode title. I always got towels on the brain. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy or something. And that's this weekend as well, right?
Yeah, it's Saturday.
So I figure we spend most of our time this week reviewing the Stonykill Scramble and previewing New York State. Everybody here played in some form, right? Either singles or doubles?
Yeah, if you want to call it that.
Am I the only one who played both? I think so.
Yeah, so I played singles. Alex played singles. Alex also played doubles. And the three you guys all played doubles, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So, 5th annual Stonykill Scramble, sponsored by MVP Discs. Of the 5 years, how many years have you been tournament directing it?
All me. Yeah, from the start to now, it's just been me. As far as the tournament director part goes, my family has been a huge help, especially day of stuff, you know, getting people checked in, getting materials moved all around. Yeah, can't do it without them.
Is this the first time that you've played in both or in any form?
First time both. You know, the first couple years I didn't do either, just to make sure I had, you know, all my ducks in a row, make sure I knew what I was doing. But the last year or two I played singles, and this is the first year I've done both.
Something I've just noticed, according to the PDGA page, in MA1 you're listed as Alex Potts. As the tournament director, you're Alexander Potts.
Huh.
I just assumed that they would be linked somehow, but I guess not.
They're not at all, weirdly enough. They ask for like your PDJ number, but like you can't look up tournaments by tournament director.
Yeah, the tournament director spot, I guess, is like hooked up to how you put in the information when you're like doing the certification agreement and all that. And then the player sign up, I guess, is just hooked into either your PDGA number or how you put it in on Disc Golf Scene or both or something to that effect. I'm not 100% sure how it works.
That's cool. You basically started this tournament? I did not know that, Alex.
Yeah. You know, it was COVID. 2020 was our first year. Disc golf was very much blowing up. I was getting into it more. I had started playing a couple years prior, but I was playing it a lot more. And, you know, there was all these tournaments going on, and I'm like, I don't know any of these courses, but I do know Stonykill. So let me figure out what it takes to run a tournament at Stonykill, and then I'll play that one and feel good about it. And yeah, went through all the process to make sure like it was all good with the town because, you know, we were still in pandemic times. Got that going, and I've just kind of been doing it ever since. It started off as first year was just doubles. And then from then on, it ended up being, singles on one day, doubles on the other day.
At what point in the existence of this tournament will scrambled eggs be available for breakfast? Because,
I've thought about it several times. When we get to the doubles, we kind of hit our first foray into food being available. So we'll talk about that when doubles happens. But
all right.
I've absolutely thought about, putting something on there saying like, hey, if you want breakfast, mark this down and we'll, have some stations going or something like that to make things happen. But the disc stamp has always, almost always sort of been, scrambled eggs or, something similar themed.
Where did the name come from? Just the alliteration?
Yeah, alliteration mostly. And, scramble for your par, that sort of thing.
I did that.
I know about scrambling from the par, yeah.
Yep.
So how'd it go the first day?
Reasonably smoothly. As far as I played, I think I did all right, which is good for me, maybe because I had some extra things distracting me. I didn't have enough time to get in my own head about playing disc golf. But there weren't any major issues on the administrative side. JP Hafner was supposed to play, so I got to call him out because he completely forgot about it and didn't tell me and didn't show up. So I had to try and get in contact with him 5 minutes before start time. And I finally got a hold of him and he was on his way to work. So I had to drop him. But yeah, other than that, things went pretty smoothly. Everybody turned in their cards, which is awesome.
Last week we talked about hole 1. Was hole 1 playable?
Yeah, so the way we've kind of got it working is Gene's been spearheading the recovery effort for holes 1 and 2. He basically has a direct line to the town supervisor, who is the one who gives the final say on what we can play, what we can't play. And basically the town supervisor will come out and be like, you got to take down this one, this one, this one, this one. We take those down. We call them out again. They do a walkthrough and he's like, you still got to take down this one, this one, this one, this one, which gets a little bit frustrating doing it like iteratively like that. But, it's kind of how it has to go because you take down one and that sort of exposes other ones that you couldn't see before. So that's unfortunately kind of how that had to work. But by Wednesday, we had not had a chance to have him come out and get everything done. So yeah, I made the call to stick with the storm course instead of trying to do 1 and 2. We wouldn't have been able to do 2, but we theoretically would have been able to do hole 1 again.
Let's say hypothetically you were able to play hole 1 in this tournament. Which of the 14s would you have gotten rid of?
I would have kept 14C. I would have gotten rid of 14B just because that tee pad is rough. It was better for this tournament, but it's been very bad. And I think it's a more interesting shot, 14C. You have more options. You can go forehand, you can go backhand, you can go spike hyzer, you can go straight at it. I like it a lot more than the 14B shot, which is pretty much stock right hand, backhand, hyzer right at it.
All right. So I'll go over the results of the divisions, and then when we get to mine and yours, we'll talk about our rounds.
Sure.
Kendi Ethier is your winner in FA3 Women's Amateur 3. MA3 Mixed Amateur 3 had a 4-way tie for second place. Ryan Van Brunt, Leighton Scott, Josh Chodak, and Lucas Kotleski. Actually, 5 players tied at +6, but Justin Hickok won it in a playoff, I assume?
1 whole playoff, yep. It was a big mess to get everything going, but there was a playoff there, and there was one other playoff that needed to happen.
What was the 1 hole?
They just went to hole 3, which is, course hole 1 for the tournament.
Okay.
The idea is you just play straight through, starting with 3.
And he knocked out 4 other guys in 1 hole?
I guess so. If I had to guess, I'd say he birdied it. I was not personally there. But yeah, if I had to guess, I'd say he birdied it and everybody else parred or worse.
All right. MA2 Mixed Amateur 2. Joshua Lee came in 3rd. Cody Conine with a -4 in 2nd. And Ross O'Toole, your winner, at -5. MA50 Mixed Amateur 50. Joel Potts came in 3rd place.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Borge in 2nd. And Stephen Malin Jr. shot -7 to win it.
Yeah, Steve playing really well. My dad wasn't going to play. We happened to have another player drop, so we were going into the day with 71 players, and yeah, I figured we'd convince him to take up that 72nd spot, and then JP dropped, so we ended up with 71 anyway. But yeah, he was a last minute addition, but he was really happy with how he played, and obviously Steve Mallon was absolutely crushing it.
All right, Mixed Amateur 40, MA40, Joe Karen and Terry Hudson tied for 2nd place, and Craig Fulcher won it by 3 strokes. Mind you, I had the fewest strokes in the whole division.
True.
I didn't start off great. Alex put me on hole 12, which is not a forehand friendly hole.
No.
But first hole, I overthought it. I think it was +5 through 5. Not a fan of the 214s, the new 14s.
Mm-hmm.
Overshot the first one, undershot the second one. But I would have been in bounds if whoever drew the lines didn't have a couple beers when they were doing it. I was in the short grass, but the line bowed out a little bit, I'm saying.
That was Gene doing the mowing, Gene doing the lines. I think what ended up happening was he probably over mowed just a little bit and then painted the lines. So I think the lines were where they normally were.
I'm looking for excuses, Alex, here. You're not helping me out, giving me logic.
Fair.
But hole 15, all 3 shots, I got lucky. I should have been OB on the drive. I got in that little nook and tomahawked over and got a very fortunate roll. And then my putt, it forced me to keep it low because I had some low-hanging trees. So all 3 shots, I got very lucky, and it started me on a par run. I was +5 through 5, but after 11 holes, I was +4.
Nice.
But then I got hole 5.
Yeah.
And I totally botched it. But calm down again. Until hole 10, I twisted my knee and lost power from there. I ended up taking like a 7 on hole 10 because I was throwing like 150 feet, 150 feet, 150 feet, 150 feet, 6 times, and then a tap in. I didn't want to risk it, so I just and I would have been put in like the wacko division anyway, you know, the leftover division. And I was like, yeah, I had fun. I got a round in. I played today to make sure it was okay, and it's fine. So
That's good. That's
good.
that's the main thing. And there's no permanent damage. Just I knew the rest of the day it was a plant foot for the forehand.
Mm.
It could have been fine, but I might have lost a lot of power, and that's no fun to play like that. So,
What'd you think of the course overall, other than the 14 complex?
well, I've played it before the storm, and I really like that course. It's like an hour and a half, so I don't get there very often. 14, the first one. It's like, what am I going to do? I've never thrown it. Throw the AVR as far as I can, straight, to make sure it doesn't, fade out of bounds. And I overshot it by like 10 feet.
Yeah, the 14B and 14C are very much, you play it a couple of times and you get a feel for it, and then you're kind of locked in. So they're tough ones to play blind.
Yeah, and the second one, I needed to be a little more to the left. That's all. Same shot, just a little further to the left, maybe even a little more power, because I would have probably come up short either way. But no, I mean, they're fine. I just got to have something to complain about.
Always.
Yeah. All right. So I didn't play round 2. FA1, Women's Amateur 1. Kristen McDonald's your winner there by 2 strokes over Mindy Potts.
Mm-hmm.
MA1. Alex, you said you shot pretty well. How'd it go?
I did well. I went into it thinking probably 8 down was going to win it. If you go 4 down twice, you're going to be in good shape. So that was sort of what I was hoping to do. Like 4 down is sort of my goal normally at Stonykill. I can hit 4 down relatively consistently. Any more than that, I'm feeling real good. Any less, like if I'm around the par mark, I'm pretty disappointed with how I played. So I came out of round 1 shooting 4 down, feeling really good, but I was also on the card with Anthony Bohansky, who decided he just wanted to pop off and shoot 7 down. So that was, it's MA1. The consistency isn't always there. Let's see what happens round 2. So I ended up playing with Anthony Bohansky again. I did manage to sneak my way onto lead card, as it was me, John Steffen, Anthony Bohansky, and this wedge guy, Michael Smith, who came up north for the tournament. Playing with them, feeling, pretty good, enjoying how I was playing, trying not to think too much about the actual scores. And I finally checked it. We came into hole 9. There was a little bit of a backup, and I finally checked the scores because it was our last hole. And it turned out Mike Smith was shooting like on pace for 7 down going into that hole. So I'm like, well, I guess 7 down's the new number to hit as far as MA1 scores go. Yeah, and I was going into it 4 down. I ended up taking a bogey, which disappointed me, but it didn't change things too much. Put up a pretty good showing at my home course, so I'm feeling really good about that. Had great card mates all day. I think I played with Troy Vasari, AB, and Dan Gibbons as the 4th member in round 1, and, just had a good time. Yeah, unfortunately, a couple of backups on 6 and 9, which are unfortunately a little bit unavoidable, but yeah, other than that, feeling pretty good.
When I was driving home, I got a couple sprits. Was there any weather in the second round on singles?
There were moments of, is it going to rain? I'm feeling a couple little drops, but it didn't start coming down until 6, 7 o'clock when everything was all cleaned up already.
Oh, cool. So you tied for second with Anthony Bohansky at -7, and Michael Smith won it at -10. Michael Smith, I don't think anybody picked in our picks, so...
No, he would have been a good name to hit.
He's playing MA40 in States this weekend, so that's going to be fun.
I'm starting to think he might get picked up by Jack for the wedge match, which is at Stonykill, October 5th. So, I don't know. We'll see.
That's bad in 2 ways. He's good at Stonykill, and he's not on our team.
Yep.
All right. MP40. Mixed Pro 40, Joe Driscolka in third. Brian Bickersmith and Jason Gorsage were tied at -7. I guess that's the other playoff you were talking about, Alex?
Correct. Yep. Same thing. One whole playoff. Jason took down the birdie to get the win on that one.
All right, and that's who Corey, that was his alternate pick, because his pick dropped. When we get to the picks, we'll do that after everybody talks about their rounds. But FPO division, Women's Pro Open, that was Caitlin Clay, shot an even par to win it. And in the MPO division, had a tie for third at -13, Ethan Hatters and Andrew Durrell. And second place, Kyle Hirsch. Kyle had a -14. First place with a -15, Ryan Ray Finelli. Do you know that guy? Danbury, Connecticut.
I didn't know him coming in. I'll probably remember his name now.
I think we gave his name to the Narwhals because I don't
Did
think he
we?
plays Team Challenge yet. Yeah, he's not close enough to play for Stonykill. Cat already asked him.
Yep. We had our whole chat going. We were keeping track of people who were playing well and might want to play for the Stonykillers.
I didn't get any call. Oh, never mind.
Well, we don't want to make it drive an hour and a half anyway.
Oh,
for
that's
home
fair.
matches.
That's fair. So Ryan Ray Finelli is your singles winner for the Stonykill Scramble. 5th annual Stonykill Scramble.
5th annual.
One last thing of note, both Ethan, who came in tied for third, and Ryan Ray Finelli did not accept cash. I guess
Correct.
they're keeping their amateur status available.
We'll have some drama in doubles when that comes too.
All right.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, unless there's anything else, we can move over to the doubles. That was on Sunday. Also, tournament director Alexander Potts, the third. Same thing, I'll go through the results, and then as we get to people, we can hear about your rounds. You know what? I should pull up the team names.
Oh, yeah. They didn't have the team names on here. At one point, they did have the team names on the PDGA page, so I don't know why there isn't anymore.
All right, so the 5th annual Stonykill Scramble Doubles, sponsored by MVP Discs. Mixed Amateur 3 division, third place with a -8, Gary Wood and Tyler Lagerwall. That's Discets and Gravy.
Mm-hmm.
Second place, -11, Ryan and Evan Van Brunt, the Ace Holes.
Got to quick give Ryan a shout out because he's also been out there volunteering all the time, keeping things mowed, keeping things nice. So big thanks to him.
Thank you, Ryan. You are the man. But you lost by 2 strokes at a -13, Matt Roush and Kyle Briggs. They were the Dizzy Chain Gang. Moving over to MA2, third place at -15, Tim Goyette and Brian Monahan. I don't even need to look that one up. That is Camel Case Corey.
Yes, it was. And they had uniforms and everything. It
That's
was awesome.
The best part
It was
they actually got
epic.
uniforms.
I saw the uniforms and I was like, oh, that's awesome. And then they turned around and I saw that it said 1/2 on the back of each of them. And that was just the best.
I only just got that now because I saw the back of it and I saw the 1/2, but we always call them 1/2 a Camel Case Corey.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. But yeah, they came in third at -15, and it looks like there was a tie for first at -18. Ross O'Toole and Matthew Knopf, that is Only Ams, and Eric Bosenbrook and Leighton Scott, one ambidextrous player.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
Yep. One whole playoff on hole 3 yet again. The one ambidextrous player did manage to get a birdie, and Ross and Matt only got their par.
All of those players in MA2 beat off dudes. All right, so moving over to the MA1 division, Mike, you played with Ryan Yadow, right? You guys were
Yeah.
missed putts. Yadow say that.
Yeah, well, guess what? You do say that because that's all we did. Honestly, like, sometimes your score doesn't reflect how you think you played. Like, I thought we played fine, just we missed way too many putts inside 15 feet. Both of us, like, neither one of us could putt. It was usually, you have a doubles partner, one person can putt, one person can't. We had a horrific time. Super fun. Cards were fun. Always good to play with him. He's one of my good friends. So we did go 4 for 4 on the 14 holes, though. So we parked 3 of the 4. Yeah, we played very well. And a couple goals. We did par 9 and 18 both rounds. So that was kind of like, so in the whole grand scheme of things, we played well. Just we didn't make enough putts. So we went 4 down on the first round, 4 down on the second round.
All right, respectable. Yeah, I just don't know what's good in dubs in there. But I do see some double digits up here near the top.
Yeah.
So.
It wasn't us, I will say that.
10 to 12 down will win it at weekly dubs for one round. So, yeah, right around that double digit mark. If you get anything more than 10, you're feeling pretty good about things.
All right, well, third place at -18, Mark Dammy and Eric Conine. That was Oh, goodness. Righty loosely, lefty tightly.
Yeah. And I believe I said it completely correctly in the announcements at the end. So I feel really good about that.
Heck yeah. Second place at 19 down was Ian Doughton and Peter Hodge. That is team overrated. But your winners at minus 20, Ryan Osborne and Kevin Gordon. Oh, of course, at the bottom, too old for ultimate. Too old for ultimate.
Kevin Gordon's a Stonykill, so that tracks that he would do well. I don't know about Ryan.
The MPO division. And now I see why Corey wasn't feeling well tonight. Randy, how'd your round go?
Pretty well. This was my first time playing with Andrew, and I'm going to say his name the way he said it, which is Doral, which...
Oh my God, have I been saying it wrong every time?
Which I have to now retrain myself. Oh. Yeah, emphasis on the door.
All right. And he's just been too polite to correct me because I'm pretty sure I've said it in front of him. Oh my goodness.
So nice. He would not ever correct you. But yeah, first time playing with him, in the morning, he was like, oh, what do you think we need to shoot today? And I was like, I think 13 down is kind of the target. Anything below like 11 would be bad. And we shot first round. We were kind of learning each other's games a little bit.
Did you guys build any kind of game plan not knowing each other going in, or did you just kind of feel it out as you went?
I basically said, like, I'll just tee first and have him putt first. I already knew he was like a pretty good putter. There's really no hole at Stonykill where I'm going to change my tee shot based on the other thrower, other than maybe like hole 5. If there's somebody parked, the second person kind of has to ace run it. But I'm really comfortable with like the putter shot for a park job on hole 5. So I went first both rounds. Yeah, I'm a fast tee shot kind of person. So yeah, I teed first, he putted first, and that formula worked really well. And then we scramble completely differently. Like I prefer like backhand scramble shots generally, and he was all like zone forehand scramble shots. So I guess the riskiness of those were different. Like the more risky one would go first usually. I have a philosophy in doubles of like the riskier person going first. I think some other people might think of like do the safer one first to give the riskier person more confidence. But if the risky one works out, then the second person is like scot-free to, maybe risk it a little more. I don't know if that makes sense, but, Team run it is how I think about it, which only like backfired, I think, once for us. So whatever. Yeah. So with 13 in mind, first round, we shot 12 down with one silly bogey on hole 11, which is one of the hardest holes in the course. So we weren't really beating ourselves up. It was more of that we missed like a 15-footer with like a bush in our kind of reach back. That was like the only weirdness of that putt. So yeah, I mean, we were coming out of that first round happy and knew kind of a few holes we had to correct on, and that was about it.
If this were a video podcast, this is where I would insert the clip of Randy throwing out of the bush at CTK.
Ooh. Yeah, much smaller bush. More of just some twigs in our way more than a bush, but it got in my head at least.
Do we want to go my round one first then? Because then we'll talk about them together.
Oh yeah, we played together second round, so let's run it back.
I played with Sam Richter. Sam's been my partner for Team Challenge for a while now, and that's been working out really well. Randy talked a little bit about going risky first and then potentially going risky again. At least off the tee, we've found that Sam does a really good consistent first shot, and if it doesn't quite work out, then I go for something a little bit more consistent. But 9 times out of 10 he's in a really good spot, and I can just go wild and go for something really aggressive that maybe has like a 50% success rate because I know we have a safe shot already. So yeah, that's how we played things. We ended up with that same 12 down number. We played with Jamin Hume and Justin Muccelli in that first round.
The J-Men.
The J-Men, yeah. And I think it was Sam's first time meeting those two, and he got to kind of see just how aggressive things can be with Justin on the card, because he can just absolutely bomb things and goes for some interesting routes sometimes. But it played pretty calm. There were a couple that we would have wanted to get that we didn't quite get, but 12 down's a respectable number. There's nothing wrong with that. We just wanted to get a few more.
You were both at 12 down?
Yep.
After one?
There were 3 teams. Yeah, 3 teams at 12 down. 4 teams at 12 down? There were a bunch of teams at 12 down.
There was 3 at 12 down at lunch, yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys played together round 2?
Yeah, Jamin, should I bring up the controversy on that one?
Yeah, if you want to.
I'll give Alex some grace. There's a little bit of wiggle room in the ruling, but basically, based on the tie there was at 12 down, I should have played with Jamin if we're going purely by like I had the lowest PDGA number out of all 6 people involved in that tie. So in theory, I would be the one bringing my team up to like the chase card. But I'm pretty sure Alex just wanted to play with me. So he threw Kyle and Troy on that chase card, which I am, okay with. So I'm not complaining.
Yeah. In my defense, just a little bit. So the way that Tournament Manager does things is normally it breaks these ties for you on its own, but that's for singles because it's, built for singles. As soon as you bring in doubles, it will break teams. So as soon as I started setting it for round 2, it was like Randy and somebody else against Jamin and Justin on that chase card. So I was trying to manually fix all the teams and get everything together correctly. And I won't deny there was a little bit of, I can put 4 Stonykillers on a card. That seems like a nice thing to do. But yeah, I was trying to look up the rule. The rules only had things for single players. So am I supposed to do a combination of the PDGA numbers? Is it just by individual PDGA number? I didn't know. So I just went with something that I preferred.
I believe what you do is you add up the PDGA number and divide by their ratings.
Oh, okay.
For future reference, All
right,
the centroid of their ratings, of course.
Yeah, if you will. Yeah, so that's how I ended up doing things there. In the future, I'll probably reach out to James Carmen. He posted something on Disc Golf Scene earlier that said Jimmy Carmen or something like that. Does he prefer Jimmy?
I don't know. I see that sometimes too. I just call him James.
Yeah, whatever it ends up being, I'll probably reach out to him in the future to make sure I'm doing it correctly. But, for an unrated doubles round, I think people are not too upset with what I ended up with. So,
well,
Simon was really upset at lunch.
Well, I was excited to play with Randy, and then that was taken away from me. So I was like, "Oh, well, all right, I'm going to play with Tucker and Harry." And then one rule was applied, so I didn't play with them, and then the same rule was not applied, so I didn't play with Randy. And I'm totally kidding in all of this. I'm sure that all comes from PDJ Manager making life difficult, or Tournament Manager, not PDJ Manager.
Yeah, it made things complicated, but yeah, I theoretically I should have known the rule, but
yeah. No, I don't think there is a rule.
That's probably it. They probably don't have it written out like that. I don't think it's on the front burner.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't think doubles is a super priority for the PDGA.
So what about round 2? How'd that go though?
So round 2, same deal. It was me and Sam and Randy and Andrew all on a card. It started out, we were on hole 10 and we were talking to Greg Kurtz, who was hanging around, talking to people. And as we put our drives out there, we've got some strong arms on the card, so we put some distance drives out there. Greg was saying he wanted to see at least 1 3 on the card, and I called back that we're going to both birdie, so we're going to see 2. After the upshots, I thought we were only going to get the 1, because I put our team 15, 20 feet, and Randy and Andrew were edge of circle 2, 60 feet, a little bit downhill with some trees obstructing them. And then Andrew steps up and just cashes it from all the way back there.
Yeah, I wasn't even ready.
That sort of set the theme for the entire round. It was just like Andrew was cashing putts from circle 2, outside circle 2. I can think of 1 putt that he missed. And then Randy stepped up behind him and made it anyway, so it didn't matter.
So how do you feel during this, Alex? You're like, wow, they're beating us, but he's on my team this year.
Exactly.
Mixed emotions.
Yeah, no, I'm like, I'm happy with this. I'm like, you got to stop doing this now, but keep it in the bank for, when we start hitting Team Challenge in October. But yeah, it was an impressive showing from those two. I ended up putting a 14 down while we stayed back at about 10 down, which avoided the big cluster at tied for second place. But yeah, it was a good round overall. Really enjoyed it. I liked hanging out with these people always.
What about your perspective, Randy?
Yeah, no, good time playing with Alex. Greg on hole 10 definitely gave me an extra power boost. I threw my shot too far on the right side for the back door, and with the summer greenery in, we couldn't actually see where we were supposed to throw. So we went back to Andrew's shot, which was also very good, and looking down the main fairway. And yeah, it ended up working out for him cashing that putt. I'll just say I putted 3 times in the second round, and first one was a 12-footer that I put into the cage because I hadn't putted in a while, and I was a little anxious. And of course, Andrew cleaned that up. And then the next one was a 35, 40-footer scramble for par that Andrew somehow missed. So that felt amazing. And then I think I missed another circle's edge putt later in the round. And that was it. That was all of my putting for the whole round. So
that was the joke going in, was like, Randy is going to make 0 putts this afternoon. and then he immediately made the one on 16 to prove me wrong. But that was it.
Yeah, that kept us 9 down through the back 11, which felt like a huge improvement, even though I think it was only maybe 1 or 2 strokes of an improvement from the first round. It just like, it felt really, really clean and really relaxed. Like I was able to just put out tee shots anywhere to like the 40-foot mark, and Andrew would just cash them for me. So that was quite the feeling. And Tyler, if you're listening, I promise you're everything to me. I will I will not be leaving you. But yeah, it was really refreshing to play with Andrew and really just do my thing, and he did his thing, and really, really relaxed round, honestly.
About halfway through, we started, talking about Stonykill and what we're going to do for doubles. And that really got me excited for Team Challenge season. I'm like, these are some awesome doubles pairings that we're thinking up. This is going to be a good season, I think.
Heck yeah. All right. So Jamin, how was your day?
It was good. Me and Justin play doubles pretty well together. On Stonykill, I was a little bit nervous going into it because it's a course I play very, very infrequently. That might have been the first time I've been there since the tornado, but I can't remember. So I was, knowing how many birdies we were going to have to get, listening to Alex and Sam being like, yeah, I think 26 down is going to do it on our first hole. I was like, shit. Because it's hard to get that many birdies. But we played super well. Both of us were driving pretty good. There was a lot of times where one of us would have a great drive and the other one would have a great drive. So we're just kind of compounding it, not really picking up each other's slack too much, but there wasn't a whole lot of slack throughout the day to pick up. We had 1 bogey on the day. It was hole 11 in the first round is our second hole, but we played well together. We were making each other's putts whenever the other person was missing. It was nice. We're getting some stressful putts in there. That's always nice to get a string of those.
Did you guys have a game plan going in? You said you've played with him before. Do you guys have like a strategy or no?
No, not at all. Most of the time, Justin went first. He would drive first. He would generally putt first. That was about it. There's a couple times, like after hole 11, we're like, all right, we should probably do that a little bit differently next time. Hole 15, I drove first because I'm super comfortable with that over-the-top shot on the right that I guess not a lot of people do anymore.
The trees just keep growing, and it gets harder and harder every year.
Yeah, the wind screwed us up the second round. It kind of smashed our discs down in there. We were able to take a 3, but we didn't have a birdie look like we did the first round. No, we played well, but Stonykill's a super tough course, so I think like we parred 3 holes in a row, and we were like, well, that's done. But overall, super fun day. Got some ice cream at the end. I think every tournament should have an ice cream truck.
Was that a planned thing?
Yeah, so that's the food thing I was alluding to a little bit earlier. We had talked to this woman who runs an ice cream truck, effectively. There was a post on Facebook or something saying, hey, if you're doing an event and you want an ice cream truck to be there, let us know. So we reached out to them, and they were only able to do doubles. Even up until the day, they were sort of feeling like, if it's raining or might not come out, that sort of thing. So I didn't want to advertise it a lot, but it ended up being a beautiful day. They came out, they showed up at lunch, and I think a lot of people were sort of revitalized by that. It was a hot day. Some people weren't playing as well as they'd like to. And the thought of ice cream at lunchtime was enough to keep some people going.
Yeah, that definitely helped my bad day. I had 3 ice creams that day, if it tells you how bad my day went. But it was very, very nice to have that.
Going back to Jamin, we talked about it earlier. There was a big log jam at 12, right?
There was a big log jam at 12, but they were at 14.
Oh, you were at 14.
Yep, first round we shot 14 under. So we're feeling pretty good. 2 strokes off the lead.
Yeah, just to break down the scores, there was a 16 down in the lead, 2 14s, and then 3 12s. And then a couple that were further down.
You say typically at a dubs, what's going to win it?
Weekly dubs, double digits is a strong contender. If you hit 12, unless there's some super strong teams out there, you're probably pretty locked in. I want to say 15 was the record for weekly dubs on this layout.
And there was a 16 this week?
Yeah, there was a 16, and then there was an 18. So,
oh my.
Yeah, there's some records being set. But yeah, that was the discussion at lunchtime, was like, had anyone actually shot a 16 at that point? And I think the consensus was when we play 20 holes, back before the storm, and we had holes 1 and 2, and, the summer days are long, and we play the 20-hole layout instead of the 18-hole layout. 16 was the record, but I think 15 was the record for the 18-hole layout with no 1 and 2 and 14 B and C. So we were thinking they had set a record already, and then, round 2 happened and they decided to break their own record again.
So on the 14 B and C, are they always marked OB? Or was that
Yes.
just for the tournament?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's anytime they're being played, weekly doubles or anything like that, they're marked OB. If you're playing a casual round that might not have been marked in a while, but they're intended to be played OB always. Yeah.
All right. So, Jamin, did you say you were 2 strokes behind the lead?
Yep.
Okay.
We were tied with Tim Giardini and Matt Cully.
Yeah. And they won the coin flip tiebreak to end up on the lead card with the leaders, Harry Lehman, Jason's mechanic, and Tucker Kozlowski, Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast, co-player of the year 2023.
So what about your round 2, Jamin?
Round 2 was good. We started off well again. We started on hole 4, which is kind of a nervy hole. Justin and I both had good drives, so we started off well. That section, 3 through 9, we didn't par anything all day, which I think is, you need to kind of be around that to be in any kind of contention. And then that 10, 11, 12 stretch of golf, which is the hardest on the course, I think.
Yep.
We just kind of cooled down during that section, had a couple of tough drives on 10 to birdie from, and then, didn't get a lucky kick on 12, so we didn't birdie that one. Hole 11, we actually played much better. We just missed like a 30-ish foot putt for birdie. And then just, got the 14s and then missed 17 and 18. And so I think those were our only 5 pars for the round. But that doesn't make sense. We must have parred another hole somewhere because we finished at 12 under, I think, for that round.
Yeah.
15?
15, there we go. Yep, that's the one. But no, we played well. But at one point during the round, Randy, do we want to have this person remain nameless, or are we just going full shame?
I mean, people can extrapolate it on their own, so we can just go anonymous for now.
All right. So somebody that I saw at some point during the day that I may or may not have been playing with told their partner on hole 8, he's like, yeah, so just mark this lie off to the left a little bit, then putt from it. He had like a little tree to get around on hole 8. And, immediate red flags, you can't mark your disc off to the left. So he marks his disc, and then he stands where he would have stood if it was marked correctly anyways. So we just kind of like let it slide. And then after they put it out, I was like, you do know that you can't do that, right? And they're like, what are you talking about? And I said, you can't mark your disc anywhere but on a straight line to the basket. And this person who's been playing disc golf pretty well, not as well as me, but pretty well, for a number of years now, was under the impression that you can mark your lie on a radius. I don't even know what the right word is. Like on the front semicircle of the disc, basically anywhere, as long as it's closer to the back. I don't know. Their reasoning didn't make any sense because it's not true. But they honestly thought this. And so we realized that they've been playing tournaments, marking their disc in the way that was the most advantageous to them since they started playing, which for all of the listeners is much worse than playing disc golf without your shoes on. It's very not okay. And the rule is, if you're going to mark your lie, you have to mark it on the line between the basket and your disc. And it's a straight line. There's only one point where you can put your mini, and that is not up for debate. I could find the rule, but I don't want to because I hate looking through the rule book.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. So yes, that sentence is really clear where it says center of the target and center of your disc. So there's really no interpretation on that. The only thing he could possibly have been misinterpreting was the 20 centimeter wide definition of your lie. So when you do mark properly, you could put your foot down within, 10 centimeters off the center, because you get 10 centimeters on each side of the marker. So maybe that's what they were thinking. But if you did it the way they have been doing it, you could put your lie about 10 centimeters off and then put your foot another 10 centimeters off, gaining quite a good distance if you're straddling around something.
Yeah, this is like one of the really popular sayings of disc golf is, disc golf is a game of inches. And if you think that you can move your lie several inches and then move your foot several inches more, that adds up really quickly, especially in the Northeast where, there's a lot of trees and there's a lot of bushes and stuff. So yeah, this was a completely honest mistake, even though it doesn't sound like it was an honest mistake, but it calls into question a lot of different things, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where he was probably taught wrong when he started playing. And I mean, I wouldn't have been able to tell you where to look in the rules for that rule because I've never read that rule. I was taught the rule and, I figured out that's what it's supposed to be. But, I've never strictly read that rule and gone through and been like, oh, this is exactly what it's supposed to be. And you just kind of do it how you're taught until you're corrected, So I get how that happens, but it's still not right.
Yeah. I don't know. That's part of like just being a teacher, I guess, is like having those kind of things just on my mind all the time. Is like, okay, so like I can explain this, but if somebody is thinking the wrong way while I explain it, it doesn't matter what I say. Our brains kind of naturally apply whatever we're learning or listening to at that time to the knowledge that we already know. And if you think that you've been doing it right, if somebody says on a line, you assume that means anywhere closer to the basket.
So according to 802.06, marking the lie, A, it says the position of a thrown disc on the inbound playing surface marks the lie. But then B says, alternatively, the player may mark the lie by placing a mini marker disc on the playing surface touching the front of the throwing disc on the line of play. When it says the front of the disc, that just means the front. That's the point facing towards the basket.
That was where we talked about it on hole 9 because there was a little bit of a backup. We're like, yes, the front, but it also says on the line.
On the line of play.
That's the important part is that, you got to consider like a line doesn't have a width to it.
Mm-hmm.
The line is not the width of the disc. The line is a line.
Because the disc is round, but the point of the disc that is closest to the basket, essentially.
Yeah.
That's considered the front of the disc.
Yep. And that's what I was explaining. The line is going into the center of the disc, so it only intersects it at one point. There's only one possible place where you can put it that's correct. And, he understands that he is wrong and will never do it again, or else we'll mention his name.
His or her name.
Yeah.
I don't know for... So how'd the rest of the round go?
Good. We just kind of ragged on him a lot for the rest of the round and the rest of the day. Yeah, no, we played well. It was a lot of fun playing with Justin. I will say I listened to the podcast the other day, and I thought Justin's name was pretty creative considering that he's not on the podcast. I had no input in that at all because I am terrible with naming stuff, and if it was my job, I'd name us doubles partners. But yeah.
You and Randy, you guys ended up at minus 26. Looks like 4 teams ended up at minus 26.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that really speaks to the 13 down statement being there are about 5 holes that are hard. Like for MPO doubles, there are 5 holes that are actually really challenging. And obviously teams are going to get some of those. And then I think everybody can goof on an easy hole once in a while. So like 13 being that number and the fact that 4 teams averaged 13 down really speaks to like that number being the target.
So Tim Giardini and Matthew Cully, Park City Apostles, Jamin and Justin, they were the J-Men. Randy and Andrew Dorrell, did I say it right? Dorrell. The former athletes. And Kyle Hirsch and Troy Moran, the Boshanskis.
With no Bohansky on the team.
Not a Bohansky to be seen.
I played with him in the first round, and he is so pleasant to play with. It's been a while. I just got to say that. Not Corey, though.
Now, having played with him, would you name your team name after him? Is he that pleasant?
I mean, if I was playing with him, it is a little weird that someone would, use his name. Just saying.
Oddly, their team name didn't have a Bohansky at all in it. It had a Cook in it, but no Bohansky. But you guys all shot minus 26. There was a minus 34.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah, Alex checked the scores as we were about to like tap out on 18 just to like see where we were at. And it was just like, oh my God, like 18 down.
So they shot 16 round 1 and then 18 round 2?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Yeah.
And that was Harrison Lehman, Jason's mechanic, and 2023 Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast Co-Player of the Year, Tucker Kozlowski.
I don't think I deserve to say, like, congratulations after the round. That's how bad I played. But other than that.
I don't know. At lunch, I was thinking, like, they are very far ahead with their 16 down. But I was like, if they return to the mean and they shoot about 13 and we pull off something special, like, there's a chance. And then checking the scores at the end was just like, nope, there was never a hope.
There was never, yeah. For the first, 9 holes of their second round, they were better than perfect.
Yeah.
4 teams at 26 down, that exceeds, like, a typical doubles. And then these guys beat you by 8 strokes. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah,
it's pretty gross.
It was incredible.
Now, I don't want to stir up any drama here, but why is only half of Tim Giardini and Matt Cully's team got paid out? Was that what you were talking about earlier?
No, actually, They did it correctly. Matt came up to me at the midpoint or whatever, or whenever he came up to me and said, hey, I wanted to make sure you knew that I'm declining cash. I want to maintain my AM status. So I marked it down. And when it came time to pay out prizes, I did not give him cash and everything was fine. On the way through, though, I, gave everybody else an MPO cash that earned cash. That was Sunday night, right after the tournament, got everybody's cash out. And then in the morning, I get a message from Kyle Hirsch saying his partner, Troy Morin, didn't want to accept cash and wanted to accept merchandise instead. So I now need to go and resolve that and figure out everything there, which is still in the process of being resolved. But it's not a complicated thing, but it wouldn't have had to have been done if they had told me like Matt did.
Does that mean we all get like $2 more?
No. He just gets $55.
Oh, in merchandise. Sorry. Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah.
Randy's like, get my Stort's coffee in the morning.
I need that, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing, Randy, so don't feel bad. I'm thinking, oh man, that means you got to go reimburse like 2.5 teams now or something. But no, you just have to take his 55 back and then
give it to him in merch, yeah.
We did do picks for the Stonykill Scramble. Kevin, Randy, Alex, Corey, and Jason made picks. How the scoring worked is basically your total score. We put it up as a poll. Alex had 2 votes, himself and Eric Heinel. Alex had Tim Giardini, who had 115 strokes, Devin Lamke with 124, Bobby or Robert Hallam with 120, and he had Randy Bemis and Andrew Dorrell, who had 90, for a combined 449 points. That is your leader currently.
Yeah, a couple of disappointing showings. I'll have some words for Devin at doubles next week. But, yeah, overall, not too upset.
Kevin Kroenke also got 2 votes. Mike Schwartz and Ryan Travis 148343. He had Danny White, who had 107 strokes, Alex Potts with 109, Caitlin Clay 116, and Tim Giardini and Matt Cully, who had 90, for a combined 422 points. Randy had 2 votes, Kathleen Bemis and Alex Potts. Alex, did you vote more than once?
I did. Yep, okay. I voted for Randy and I voted for myself because Randy had me on my team and I voted for me. Oh, and I should have voted for Kevin too because I was on that team too.
So he picked you, so you voted for him, and his wife. Okay, that bodes well for his results. Right now, Kevin is the leader at 422. Randy had Andrew Durrell with 103 strokes and Troy Vasari 112, Joe Jaskolka 115, and he had Alex Potts and Sam Richter, who shot 94 for 424. So Kevin is still our leader. Next up with 35% of the votes, Corey, Brandon Medina, Harry Lehman, Jeff Wachowski, Tucker Kozlowski, Mark Bryan, Joe Karen, Kristen McDonald, Sparky Spalding, Terry Hudson, and Tim Goyette, 1/2 a camel case Corey. 10 votes voted for him. Corey had Ethan Hatters, 103 strokes. Austin Swart out with 123. He originally had Adam Green, but Jason Gorsage replaced it and won MP40 with a 109. And he had your doubles winners, Harry Lehman and Tucker Kozlowski, with an 82 for a combined 417. What's that?
I was just commenting on how low 82 is.
Yeah, right? 82 in 2 rounds.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane.
A combined 417 and the current lead. And then we got Jason, who had 42%, 12 votes. Kyle Hirsch, Chris Dahl, Ryan Nelson, Randy Bemis. Your wife had more faith than you did, Randy. Brian Bickersmith, Austin Swartout, Adam Dahl, Brandon Klein, Dave Martin, Peter Hodge, Shane DeLimitor, and Frank DeGregs voted for Jason. He had Kyle Hirsch with 102, Anthony Bahansky 109, Brian Bickersmith also 109, and Jamin Hume and Justin Michelli, who had 90 for 410. And your winner. And his prize for winning is he got to put in more T-pads tonight. Hey, So, because you guys all made your picks, I made my picks today. I had the winner of the Pro Division in singles, Ryan Ray Finelli, who had 101. Michael Smith, who won MA1 with a 106. Stephen Malin Jr., who won MA50 with a 109. And I was able to pick one of the ties, Kyle Hirsch and Troy Moran, with a 90. I ended up with 406. So the next day, I only beat Jason by 4 points. So that just shows how well Jason made his pick. Anything else on the Stonykill Scramble?
Thank you to everyone who came out and helped. My family especially helped out a lot with, things like the A-spot throw-off. Kenji Klein came out and helped with that as well on the singles day. Gene Gierka, Tyler Cockcroft, Travis Bashore, all the volunteers at Stonykill who keep the course super maintained. And hole 1, I'm not sure if it's officially open, but the basket is back in place which to me, I'm pretty sure that means that we're opening it back up. Hole 2 is still not there, but you can play down 1, and there is a cut-in path to hole 3, so you don't have to walk down hole 9 anymore. So things should be good there. So that's awesome.
Heck yeah. All right. So that's the Stonykill Scramble. The other thing that we want to talk about, because this weekend we got the New York State Championships coming up. How's things looking?
Things are looking good. I am to the point on my to-do list where I'm just doing little tiny stuff. The one main thing that I'm still waiting on is the T signs to be done from printing, which should be any day now. So I'll be running down to Troy or possibly asking Randy to pick them up on his way through on Wednesday.
Okay.
Maybe not. He didn't seem excited about that.
No, I'll do anything. It's fine.
But yeah, that's really the only thing that I need to do at this point. All the players pack items have been coming in. There's still a few spots open, which will not matter by Friday. The registration did close, I think, yesterday, but I just opened it back up because a couple of people already got a hold of me. Never fails. I don't know what your experiences have been, Alex, but every single tournament I've ever ran, people sign up after registration closes, even if the tournament was open for several months.
Yep, absolutely. I had 2 going into the round, but one was enticed. My dad was enticed to do it, but I did have one who signed up after the deadline.
Yeah. But no, everything's going well. I'm super excited to get things moving on Saturday. This week is the first week of school for me also, so I kind of like all of a sudden have a lot less time to get stuff done, but I don't really have a whole lot more to get done anymore, so that's awesome. It's been a lot of work this summer getting the courses ready, but I'm super excited for people to get out there and play them and enjoy them and compete. It's been a long process getting it where it is, but I'm excited.
Are you happy with Moreau?
I am super happy with Moreau. Yeah, I really like the changes. I've been getting a lot of positive feedback from it. The main thing that I need to do now is just cut some stumps out and maybe loosen up some of the rough a little bit. There's a couple of the holes are pretty new, so the rough is a little rougher than I want it to be. But besides that, it's in really good shape. I spent a lot of time there on Saturday finishing up hole 14. That was kind of the last piece of the puzzle that needed some work. It is all taken care of. We also spent a good amount of time cleaning up hole 2, making life easier for the lefties. There was like a bush in front of the tee pad that was making their life a little hard, but hole 2 is going to be the scene for a special ace contest.
I'm super excited to share that New Country Toyota of Saratoga Springs is this year's title sponsor. New Country's support has allowed us to add a significant amount to the added cash, which is now sitting at $1,750. In addition, we're happy to announce that there will be a special ace hole on Saturday, hole 2 at Moreau for a 230-foot par 3. We'll have a $750 ace bounty on it for the day. If multiple people ace the hole, the bounty will be split. This hole will not be part of the regular ace pot. If no one aces the hole, the $750 will be split and added to payouts for both pros and AMs. A huge thank you is in order for Mike Zanchelli for his help making this sponsorship happen. If you need a new vehicle, go see him.
How did you first hear about it, Jamin, the sponsorship?
Mike reached out and said, hey, man, States seems like it's going to be awesome. And I was wondering if New Country Toyota can sponsor the event and, talked about a lot of details and stuff. And that's what kind of we came up with as a really cool way to get the word out that they're doing that and get some hype for the players about it. I think it's worked out awesome. I'm super excited to be working with them. By the way, it's New Country Toyota of Saratoga.
Yes, not Clifton Park.
So, Mike, are you playing in States this year?
Yep, I'm playing MA40. Going to attempt to play MA40. We're going to see how that goes. But yeah, I'm super excited. So the GM that is at New Country, I've actually known for 12 years. Once States was announced that I was going to be up here, it's a no-brainer because we're right off of exit 15 and Moreau is super close. So I was like, just kind of ping-ponging ideas off of them, and because they do a lot of like little league sponsorships. So I just said, hey, would you want to sponsor? The States is kind of a big deal. It's in our area this year. Would you want to do it? And he said, yeah, give me a couple days. He comes back and I'm thinking, he's gonna give me $200, $250. He goes, how's $1,500? I'm like, yeah, that'll work. So I reached out to Jamin and we kind of hammered out some details of what's going to happen, and I'll let him go over whatever. But yeah, no, I'm super pumped. Yeah, I'm doing putting championships on Friday. And then so I'm going to make a whole weekend out of it and hopefully play well. Who knows?
Jamin, when you were offered the sponsorship, was there any restraints on how the money could be used?
No, I wouldn't say there were any restraints on it. Mike was just like, hey, what can we do with this?
I'm just curious how you guys came up with this idea for the ace hole.
Oh, that was all Jamin.
The idea was actually Greg's idea, Greg Hill's. I went to the other TDs, so Kenji and Jeff and Greg, and said, this is what we're looking at. This is the amount of money that they want to put into it. Like, what do we think we can do with this? Because I feel like it's awesome to have a company put in a bunch of money, but a lot of times it's not highlighted. And if it's not like in a different way, it just kind of falls by the wayside. There's a lot of companies that put a lot of money into tournaments, and you're not really sure where that money goes or how much money they put in or any of that kind of stuff. And I think that having just an association to that and understanding where that is helps players to kind of understand the level of support.
You don't want to just throw them their name on a sign, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're going to have a car there.
What kind of car?
It's going to be a BZ. It's a newer model. We were going to get it wrapped, but just the logistics, everyone's, behind with everything. As far as like companies, they're like, yeah, it'll take like 3 to 4 weeks to, to wrap a car. And we're like, that's all right. Well, we're going to have it, we'll make sure it's, properly advertised. But, yeah, super excited. Probably going to bring that over Friday night. Probably put it on hole 2, I think. That's what Jamin said. We should put it right there with where the contest is going to be. So I'm super excited for that.
Why was hole 2 chosen?
So we used Moreau because that's the only course that both pools play. And then at Moreau, there's just not many open holes. There's hole 1, which is 300 feet, hole 2, which is 230 feet, and hole 6, which is 330 feet. And I feel like it's really important that it's an ace that anybody in the field can hit, and 230 feet is the shortest open hole that we have. So it's a hole that the ace is definitely there. It's been hit before. It's not much in the way. So it's kind of adds some excitement to a hole that is a little bit of a must get birdie for people. So I think you're going to see people trying a little harder, making some mistakes that they wouldn't make otherwise. $750 for an ace is an awful lot. And especially when it's one hole, you're looking at it going, okay, well, there's nothing else that I can do.
See, I just figured Mike hit this ace and he wants to hit it again.
Yeah, no. That would be great. I mean, I don't know if honestly I can accept the money if, that's kind of collusion. If I hit the ace and accept the money, but whatever.
I don't know if you can throw a disc into a basket and call that collusion.
No,
you know what
I
mean?
Just, yeah.
But no, I get it. I get your point. So what if nobody hits the ace?
Then that money gets divided in half, and half goes into the AM payouts and half goes into the pro payouts.
And there's also an ace pot on top of this. Like that hole doesn't count for the regular ace pot.
Correct. Yeah. So, and the ace pot's pretty big. The ace pot's around 500 and it's $5 each. So, there's a bunch of aceable holes at Moreau. There's not too many aceable holes at CTK, but as Adam Nelson has demonstrated.
Is anybody playing reds at CTK or no?
Yes. Some of the divisions are going to play reds for one round on Saturday because it's a lot of golf. So like the MP 60 and 65s, FA1 and FPO are going to play the second round on Saturday reds.
He went over what happens if the ace pot isn't hit, but the other 750 is going to pro payouts. Correct, Jamin?
Yeah, I did not mention that. You're right. So yeah, that puts the added cash to $1,750 for the tournament, which is a nice chunk of change. And then on top of that, basically all of the $75 entry fee is going to the payout. So I think there's going to be some pretty nice payouts.
Absolutely. So this is New Country Toyota of Saratoga Springs. That's not where you work though, Mike?
No, that is. No, we were just making it because there's 2 New Country Toyotas and they're within 15 miles of each other. So we're technically separate. I mean, we're all under the same umbrella of corporate, but we are separate dealerships. We don't have the same systems. We don't have the same inventory. So it is Saratoga Springs who is sponsoring it. So it has nothing to do with Clifton Park.
Okay. Just to point out, I mean, I drive a Prius and a Tacoma, and I have nothing to do with this. I'm just saying.
You are my number one target, Pat. So I'll expect to be seeing you on your next vehicle purchase.
All right. I was thinking we should do some kind of picks for states. What do you guys think?
It's fine with me.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. How many pro players we got? Bunch of
30, I think.
29. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, it's 28. I like 1 minute ago refunded Adam Nelson or Ryan Nelson.
Ryan,
It's like, damn.
I called him a bum. Don't worry about it.
29 MPO, 46 pro players total.
well, 28 because if Ryan Nelson's going to be out,
Oh,
but it's still enough. We got four.
He's
people
already
picked.
gone.
He's still on.
He was the
mine.
29.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
maybe
still on
I'm
the
looking at the wrong
PGA.
thing. Adam Nelson, not Ryan Nelson. That's what.
Okay, so let me get a whiteboard. So what do we want to do? I kind of like the Stonykill format. Maybe do 2 pro picks, an MA1 pick, and a wild card.
Sure.
Like meaning any division, and we go by total score.
Yeah, we're going by total score. Okay.
Yeah, I like that. Jason had a good idea there.
What are we picking? Sorry, MPO, and what? The other?
MPO, MA1 wild card.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we think 4 picks is good, or do you want to do 5 because we only got 4? You want to
I
do
don't
2
know.
wild cards?
Now, wild card can be any division. Is that what you're talking about?
Any division, not MPO, not MA1.
Okay.
We could do 2 wild cards. Making it by stroke count
Mm-hmm.
makes it more complicated.
I would almost say we could pick 2 MA1s, but we'll keep it at 1.
Looking at 5 total picks.
So just to clarify, 2 MPOs, 2 MA1s, and a wild card.
No, 2 MPO, 1 MA1, and 2 wild cards, but the wild cards can't be MPO or MA1.
Okay, gotcha. Got it.
That gives people a chance to pick Corey, but they don't have. Oh, and I see 2 over 1,000 rated players in MPO, so the first pick is going to be huge. And of course, our guest gets that. And you guys, all 3 of you guys, weren't you guys the winners last week in trivia?
I deleted my notepad.
Yeah. No, it was Jason.
Oh,
Alex
Jason
and I.
instead of Jamin. Yeah. Okay. So Mike's getting the first pick.
And you can't pick the same people? Is that what it is?
Correct.
Yeah, once somebody's picked, they're gone.
Okay, gotcha.
It's a snake style draft, so whoever goes 4th, it goes backwards.
Okay, gotcha.
So actually, the first question I'll ask Mike: do you want to go 1st or 4th?
Or anywhere in between.
Go first.
I think I'll go first.
All right.
That's a good choice.
Who's going 2nd?
Me.
That's a very
Mike's picking.
easy. I'm going to give it to Alex just because he ran a phenomenal tournament, and I just want to say thank you.
Really?
I like the thought process behind it. Alex, who's picking 3rd?
Oh, I get to pick now?
We'll go down the line. What the heck? I make this shit up as I go.
I think Jamin's going to know the people more, so I'm going to give it to Randy.
Oh, so Randy 3rd?
Yeah, I think Randy gets the advantage of being 3rd.
All right. Well, but then Jamin gets the 2 picks.
Yeah, he knows the people who are going to know the courses more.
Mhm.
So he'll be able to go a little deeper,
That's
a
fair.
little bit easier.
So Mike, Alex, Randy, Jamin, but then we snake back. It doesn't matter what order you pick. You're picking 2 MPO, 1 MA1, and then 2 wild cards. Mike, you got the first pick.
Okay, and I'm not doing this because he's an actual Pro Tour player, but Greg Barsby is like one of my favorite pros regardless, so I'm going to go with Barsby.
I mean,
the
and the fact that
correct
he's 20 points higher than the next person,
Yeah.
it's just bonus. So no,
Yeah,
that's
I get that, but like honestly, if it was a Pro Tour player I despised, I would never pick them. So the
fair.
fact that it's Barsby, I would absolutely. So Greg Barsby.
all right. Alex, who you got?
He's coming off the hot round at Stonykill, and he's a local. We're going to go with Mr. Tucker Kozlowski, Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast Player of the Year 2023, Co-Player of the Year.
All right, Randy.
I'm going to go with Mr. Jason Lassasso in MP40.
That's a wild card pick right there.
Damn it, Randy.
Mm-hmm.
Jamin, you got 2 picks if you're there.
I am, and I've been talking as per usual. All right, so I'm going to go with Andrew Cochran,
Yeah.
super solid player, and then I'm going to go with Ethan Hatters for my wild card.
Also really good.
Mhm.
Damn it, Jamin. I'm taking that money back. You're not getting that $1,500.
Well, that seems pretty fickle. But
Yeah.
Oh, Ethan's in MA1. Oh.
yeah, and I guess he's not
Mhm.
technically my wild card. He's
He's your
my
MA1, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Randy.
I'm going to go with Peter Hodge in MA1.
Damn it,
That's a
Randy.
good pick too.
Are you in my mind? I played with him at the doubles the first round. Super chill, nice dude, and he can throw it pretty far.
He's real good.
All right, Alex.
Oh, it's back to me already. I was not ready. Nah, give me. Crap. Let's go Kyle Denman. Bit of a reach, but I think it's a good one.
He's MPO?
Yeah.
All right, 2 picks to Mike.
All right, we're gonna go Brad Schott.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love Brad. Brad's a great dude. And then I get one more, right? So my MPO's done. I have MA1 and 2 wild cards, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to go with Alex Potts.
Oh, come on.
I'm going with you and putting pressure on you. Let's go. You play well.
This is just the second time that I'm like, oh, I don't have to pick an MA1 because I'll just pick myself as the last pick and it'll be fine.
No, you're good.
I did it back to back in last time we did picks. So
Yep. That means it's your pick, Alex. Your MA1 or wild cards?
yes, I've used my MPO picks. All right, maybe I have to pick an MA1 then. Jeremy Kasprick is not great. Not
You don't
local.
have to say that.
No, he's a good player. He's just not local.
I hear Anthony Bohanski's a really nice, fun player.
Great guy to play with.
He
I
is.
like playing with him both rounds. He put up a really good round in round one. I'm gonna go way down the list because I think the pool 2 players might have an easier show of it, and I'm gonna go with Cody Conine. He's an MA2 player.
I didn't even think about people on different layouts having different scores, and we're going lowest score. And the par is lower at Moreau. Oh, but everyone plays Moreau once. So
Everybody plays Moreau
fair.
once. Wild West Acres, I think, is less though.
Yeah, it's definitely not 64.
Yeah.
Is it my turn? I totally missed my
Yeah,
cue.
I'm sorry. I thought you were.
Darn it. Okay.
That's okay.
No, I interrupted myself by thinking about the other pool. Anyways, I'm not going to do that because I haven't figured it out if it is actually an advantage or not. I'm going to go Brian Bickersmith.
40?
Yep.
MP40, yeah.
I can just put BBMP40.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 2 picks to Jamin.
All right, for my last MPO pick, I'm going to go with
Ryan
Kyle
Nelson.
Hirsch. I'm going to go with Kyle Hirsch. I found out last weekend he has a superpower when it comes to getting a few extra inches, which is going to help him a lot at CTK. And I am going to use Alex's strategy, and I lost it. Where the hell did this guy go? All right, I'm going to go with Michael Smith,
What division?
Oh wait, what is he playing?
MA40.
I was looking for him. He won MA1 in Stonykill this past weekend.
All right. Randy, your 4th pick. You still have a MPO pick, right?
I have both of my MPO picks left.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know.
picked
I went
Jason.
counter strategy.
You picked Jason and Brian Bickersmith. They're both MP40, but they can both be wild cards. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
how I interpreted it. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. 100%.
I think that would be the division that would shoot closest to MPO. So I went with it. All right. Is Whit Stevenson still available?
I
think so.
believe so, yeah.
All right.
Whit
Going
Stevenson,
with Whit.
Alex.
We're going to go with the hot hand Ross O'Toole, who nearly swept the Scramble this past weekend.
What's he playing?
MA2 again.
Your final 2 picks, Mike.
What do I got left? I got a wild
You've got
card.
2 wild cards, I think. You got Barsby and Shot, who are both MPO, right? And then
Yes.
Alex, who's MA1. So you got 2 picks that are not MPO or MA1.
Okay. Let's go with Gorsage.
Yeah, that's a good pick. It's a good pick.
And then we're going to go with very solid player. You probably don't hear a lot about him because he's more up north. But I would say, let's see, where is he? Jace Carter,
Okay, yeah.
MA3.
The northern players are who you're looking for, so that makes sense.
Yeah. He plays Wild West very well. So
All right, Alex, your final pick.
I need to pick an MA1 player,
That is not named Alex Pot.
or Ethan Hatters, or Peter Hodge. I'm going back to Bobby Hallam, Robert Hallam. He let me down a little bit this past weekend, but if I remember correctly, he plays these northern courses a little bit more. So
Yep.
Bobby is a Stillwater local, so he's pretty close to CTK. He plays it regularly.
yeah, that's what I was counting on.
All right, Randy, you still got an MPO pick, right?
Yep. I'm going to go with Andrew Dorrell.
I know Andrew Durrell, but who's this Andrew Durrell?
I don't know. He see how he does.
And Jamin, the final pick of the draft.
Mr. Irrelevant.
What?
Isn't that the final pick of the draft, Mr.
NFL
Irrelevant?
draft,
Yeah.
yeah, the
Yes.
last pick. I don't know if
Gotcha.
a 5-round, 4-person. I don't know if it would qualify, but yeah, no, technically.
All right, so I got to admit, I got lost. I thought we were picking 2 MPO and an MA1 and a wild card.
2 wild cards.
2 wild cards. All right, that's what I was missing. For my other wild card, I am going to go with, just so that they're back on the same team and all's right in the universe, Anthony Bohanski,
Nice.
What division is he playing?
MA1.
Oh, it can't be your wild card. Can't be MA1. You've already got Ethan.
Oh, okay.
Wild card is non-MPO, non-MPO1.
I am paying attention.
You just made these rules up like 5 minutes ago, Jamin. It's okay.
We're intentionally making it hard on you.
Okay, well, you guys got to suffer because I'm going to be quiet again.
Nah, take your time. Take your time.
Has anybody chosen Logan Akins?
No.
No.
Logan Akins,
What division?
MA2.
All right. So I think everybody get picked in the right. So, all right.
Pat, you make a pick?
I always make my picks after the tournament's over.
Oh, yeah, that's a smart way.
Yeah, because I don't know anybody. Yeah, the whole point is to talk about people you might know. And it's kind of fun to see, like this last one I won, I think I'm 2-1. So if they can make picks that I can't pick better than, that's a good thing. That means they did good on the picks. And Jason, I mean, I only beat him by 4 points, so he made good picks last time.
I'm excited for this weekend, and I'm glad it's in our area.
Yeah, been working a long time getting this ready, so I'm excited to have it come to fruition. I'm also excited to have some quieter nights next week.
This is your last tournament of the year, Jamin?
Oh yeah, running it, absolutely.
Yeah, running.
Yeah, if I have a restful winter, it won't be my last tournament that I ran ever. But no, yeah, it is. And then after States, I've got a bunch of other projects that I need to turn my attention to that I'll talk about more after States is over. But yeah, no more tournaments that I'm running this year. I give you permission to lock me in my room if I announce another tournament.
All right, you guys got time for a quiz?
Yeah.
I'm good.
All right, I just need 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Same.
We should probably figure out how to do teams in the meantime. How are we going to do teams in the meantime?
You're the one that wanted to figure it out.
I wanted it to be figured out. I did not want to figure it out myself.
I'm kidding. I have no idea.
We can always do random. Or Mike, you can have a pick of who you want as your partner.
I just do a random. Last time I was on, I picked, so.
All right, random.org. I am your substitute Corey tonight. All right, so top to bottom, we got Alex, Mike, Jamin, Randy. We got me, and then Randy. So Randy and I on a team.
Jamie and I were partners last time, so that works out fine.
This is starting to look an awful lot like Stonykill cards, Alex.
To be 100% fair, I did the exact same thing to do the initial cards for Stonykill. Because, like I said, it splits people up. It doesn't keep teams together. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to hit the random button until it spits out teams that make sense.
Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
So did you guys determine a team, or does Mike just get to pick his partner?
We determined.
Yeah, I offered it to Mike, and he said do it random, so we did it random.
Alex pretended to do it random and then chose Randy.
Yo, I missed that.
So it's Alex and Randy?
Yeah.
Just like Dubs at...
I thought, this
the
sounds...
same comment was made, yep.
Yep.
I thought we were going to go by height, because Mike's tall as fuck.
So Mike and Jamin, they get to go first then.
Sure.
And Alex and Rand. All right, Mike and Jamin, we got 2 categories. What category would you like, 1 or 2?
What do you want?
2.
2. Let's go 2. I like it.
All right, so disc or no disc. Mike, you know the rules, but I should probably say them occasionally. Answer the question and then tell me whether it is a disc or not. Question 1, category 2. What is the name of the famous casino and resort town located on the French Riviera known for its luxurious lifestyle and glamorous reputation? What is the name of the famous casino and resort town located on the French Riviera known for its luxurious lifestyle and glamorous reputation?
Isn't that Monte Carlo?
Oh, I think that's great because I had no idea at all.
I guess if he doesn't know, and that's my guess, I guess we'll go with Monte Carlo.
I like it.
Good.
Yep.
Is the Monte Carlo a disc?
Nice. That's a car, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's a disc.
Okay. Yeah, I say no.
You are correct.
All
Nice.
right.
Alex
Good job,
and Randy,
Mike.
you got 1 or 2. Category 1 or 2.
Sounds like a one angle to me.
Yep.
All right. Question 1, category 1. What term can be used to describe an entrepreneur who's launching a new enterprise or a funeral director? What term can be used to describe an entrepreneur who's launching a new enterprise or a funeral director?
I think I have a pretty good guess, but I don't want to influence you in case you have a better answer.
No, the funeral director part absolutely shook me. I have no idea.
And is it an undertaker?
Oh, like they are undertaking a new adventure?
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds great.
You guys good?
that's my thought. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that.
Is The Undertaker a disc?
Yeah.
Discraft.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, no. Discraft, April 6th, 2016. 2-2 after 1 round. Mike and Jamin, category 1 or category 2?
Go ahead, Jamie. You pick.
Let's keep it rolling. Number 2 was very scary at first, but it worked out.
All right. Category 2, question 2. Scientifically speaking, what would you call the offspring of 2 parents of different species, such as a mule? Scientifically speaking, what would you call the offspring of 2 parents of different species, such as the mule?
Would that be a hybrid?
Uh,
The only thing I've got is hybrid.
I mean, I'll go with that. I don't have another answer.
Okay. Yeah, that's the only thing that's coming to me. So I guess we'll go with hybrid.
All right. Is the hybrid a disc?
Phew. I think it's a plastic. I don't know if it's a disc.
Yeah, I'm going to say no disc.
Okay. No disc. None.
No.
Gateway Disc Sports, October 2nd,
What?
2005.
Oh.
All right. Alex and Randy, what do you got? 1 or 2?
Feeling like car terms for category 2, so I'm
Yeah.
feeling like category 1.
But we could steal car questions from the car guy.
That would require us to know the answer to car questions.
Okay, fine. Let's go with one.
All right. Question 2, category 1. What job title can also mean to fashion your actions to the needs of another? What job title can also mean to fashion your actions to the needs of another?
You know, I had a hunch as to what this category was, and I don't know the answer to this one, but it feels like it's way off.
I couldn't fit Hollywood Hulk Hogan in one. What else were you thinking?
That is exactly what my hunch was. So
It's the Hollywood in this. Woo! I mixed 2 wrestlers there, just so you know.
yeah. Could I hear the question one more time?
What job title can also mean to fashion your actions to the needs of another?
Fashion your actions. Is it like an assistant?
I was thinking like coordinator or like facilitator,
I like facilitator more.
but it's a job as well.
To fashion your actions to the needs of another. I don't know. I think I like facilitator more than assistant, but I'm not real happy about any of them.
It's like such a bad disc name, though.
Well, I don't know. I never know anymore.
Oh man, what if there's like a whole disc line of like business like buzzwords,
Yeah, right.
like the synergy and
Yeah.
I got nothing other than what I already said. So
Yeah, I think I'm happy with facilitator. Like, not happy with it, but it's the best I'm coming up with.
I'm not happy either.
Facilitator?
Yeah.
Facilitator.
What do you think, Mike and Jamin? What job title can also mean to fashion your actions to the needs of another?
I mean,
Fashion. What's the? I can't remember the last sentence. Fashion your actions for the needs of the other.
What job title can also mean to fashion your actions to the needs of another?
the only thing that I could think of, like, if you're something to do with like psychology, like if you're, Jamin, I don't know. I'm just thinking like your needs of another, like you're their psychologist, like you're talking them through. I don't know. That's the only thing that I could think of.
Oh, it's caterer.
Caterer. I like that answer.
To cater to somebody would be to, and it's also a job description.
I would go with that then. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's caterer.
The key word was fashion. We were looking for tailor.
Oh man.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Discmania, November 28th, 2022.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I think caterer is still a great answer though.
Wait,
I don't
Taylor
disagree,
was a
yeah.
disc. Wow. It would have been tough for me to come up with Taylor being a disc.
Yeah, it's
Cross
one.
mind.
It's one of the like Gaikun mates ones.
Still 3-2, Mike and Jamin, and it is your category. 1 or 2?
We're still gonna roll with the captain, Derek Jeter. Let's go. 2.
2? Question 3, category 2. What harness racing horses inspired the name of Indiana's NBA team? What harness racing horses inspired the name of Indiana's NBA team?
Pacers.
Oh yeah, duh. I was like way overthinking that. I was like, what is a pacer? Like what is? Okay, yeah. So it's got to be Pacers, right? Or wait.
Hold on. Say it one more time.
What harness racing horses inspired the name of Indiana's NBA team?
Oh, NBA. I didn't remember that part. I almost said Colts, but yeah, Pacers. It's got to be.
Yeah.
You guys good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the Pacer a disc?
It sounds like it should be.
It's not a bad one.
Yeah, but I feel like this is one of the trick questions where it's not.
Okay.
I feel like well, let's talk about it. I feel like it's so obvious that it should be, but I feel like it's not.
Yeah.
I'll let you make the decision. I've heard of an N of a racer.
Right. I know. Yeah.
I've never heard of a pace.
I think just the fact that there's an on it makes it sound like it would be one. So I could definitely see it being a trick. Let's go with no.
You good with that, Mike?
Yes.
You are correct.
Yes. All right.
Nice.
Let's
right.
go.
40 chess
Alex
on that
and
one.
Randy, 1 or 2?
Yeah, car theme holding up for number 2. I no longer know number 1 unless it's just general.
I think it's just jobs.
Yeah, jobs.
Hopefully the rest aren't NBA related because I didn't have that. Do we want to attempt to go to category 2?
Up to you. I'm able to deal with either.
We're stealing that shit if you go with 2, just so you know. You better get it right.
Yeah, or you can just get it right on the first go around.
Yeah, I'm good with either.
I say strategically we go to 2 because neither of these categories are, I think, our strong suit.
Yeah, I think we have equal chance to get either of them.
Yep. Yeah, let's go with 2.
Question 4, category 2. Introduced as a 2-seater and later celebrated in song, what was Motor Trend's car of the year for 1958, 1987, 1989, and 2002?
I know this one, so you better get it
Introduced
right.
as a two-seater and later celebrated in song, what was Motor Trend's car of the year for 58, 87, 89, and 2002?
Is that a little red Corvette?
Corvette was in my head, but I did not know. And yeah, now that you say Little Red Corvette, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, I think we're going with Corvette.
Yeah.
You go with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you got, Mike and Jamin?
Dang it.
No.
Oh, that was my guess, actually,
There we go.
because the Corvette is a disc.
Yeah.
Can you repeat it one more time?
Introduced as a two-seater and later celebrated in song, what was Motor Trend's car of the year for 1958, 1987, 1989, and 2002?
Could it be Charger?
Honestly, I was thinking that, or like, I don't know, I'm thinking disc names, and the only other one that comes to my mind is like Thunderbird.
Oh.
I'm good with either. I mean, I'll let you make the decision.
I mean, I don't know what a car like any of these happening in 1958 though.
I don't think they had a Charger back in 1958. That's the thing.
Okay. Yeah. I think Thunderbird.
I think a Ford Thunderbird was back then, but I don't think a Charger was. I think the Charger was like 60s or 70s.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go with Thunderbird then.
That would be
You guys
my
good?
guess. I guess, yeah. That's
We would actually have taken T-Bird or Thunderbird.
oh shit.
Innova
Okay.
Champion Discs, August 5th, 2014 for the Thunderbird, May 3rd, 1999 for the T-Bird, because I wasn't sure which is
Can someone Google when the Charger was actually made? Because I'm pretty sure it was the 70s. I don't know.
What if that's the next question?
Yeah, right. That's the only reason why I didn't want to go with Chargers. I'm pretty sure it was like the
66.
70s. Okay, yeah, 60s or 70s, I thought.
How many points did they get there?
Should have gotten
They got 2.
Okay, cool.
So what do we got, 7-2?
Yeah. Hey, halfway through. We can do the same thing back to him.
Yep. Halfway through, 7-2. Alex and Randy, what do you got?
Up to you.
Jeez. Stay with cars?
Sure, why not? Finish them out.
All right.
Or not yet finish them out, but try to finish them out.
Question 5, Category 2. What term is used to describe a substance that can't be broken down into simpler substances by chemical means? What term is used to describe a substance that can't be broken down into simpler substances by chemical means?
It's got to be an element, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys good?
Yeah.
Is
Yep.
the element a disc?
I think it's Gateway.
Yeah, I think it is.
Or am I thinking of element discs? Is that a thing?
That is also a thing, I think.
I'm happy. I'm still happy with yes.
Yeah.
You're both correct, but Gateway Disc Sports, October 7th, 2004. So 7-4, Mike and Jamin's question.
You want to switch it up or you want to keep it 2?
Let's switch it up.
Yeah, let's go to 1.
That's right? You got it.
That it's our turn.
Yeah.
Did we just get 2 in a row, or am I crazy? Did they steal Thunderbird
They
from
stole
us?
Thunderbird, yeah.
Yeah, no, they get 2 in a row
Whoops.
now.
Oh.
Yeah, they should get 2 in a row here.
Mm-hmm.
I need to pay attention.
I screwed that up because I went to you guys.
I think everybody screwed it up. I don't think it's any one person.
Now let's blame Pat.
Yeah, no, 100% my fault.
No, yeah, they stole Thunderbird.
Yeah,
Because they had
so
Pacers.
they should have got that one. But that's like Alex said. Blame Alex. I mean, no, blame.
With some tricky editing, this can all be resolved.
No, because it's more fun when it's not. So you guys want to go to Category 1?
Yeah, let's go to 1. We've proved we belong. Let's go to 1.
All right.
Yeah.
Question 3, Category 1. What is the name of the stadium that has been home to the Chicago Bears since 1971?
Soldier Field.
All right, Jason Jamin. Though it was closed for renovations during the 2002 season, what is the name of the stadium that was home to the Chicago Bears since 1971 that was closed for renovations during the 2002 season?
Soldier Field.
Bears.
Good with that, Jamin?
Yeah.
Is the Soldier a disc?
I feel like it would be in the theme with dynamic discs, but I don't know if it's a disc. I don't know, Jamie, you got a thought?
I feel like this one's got to be a disc. I don't know why, but it's just like it's such like a basic one, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I would say it's a disc.
You guys good, Jamin? You good?
Yep.
I'm sorry, no.
Oh, wow.
That's
That's
big for us.
surprising.
Yeah.
Mike and Jamin will get the last question, so we'll just run with it as it is. Alex and Randy, what category? 1 or 2?
Oh, okay. If you want to do it that way. What do you want?
I don't like either still. Should we try and close out 2?
I don't know.
Okay, let's do that. Let's close out 2.
All right. Question 6, category 2. A Nissan SUV shares the name of what robotic spacecraft that landed on Mars July 4th, 1997? A Nissan SUV shares the name of what robotic spacecraft that landed on Mars July 4th, 1997?
97. Nissan. I don't know. What are the Mars rovers? Wait, was it Mars?
Yeah, he said
Spacecraft
Mars.
that landed on Mars July 4th, 1997.
I know this.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Mike, I already used all the Toyota possibilities.
It's okay. I sell everything.
Like Spirit was the most recent one, but that was definitely after 97. Opportunity was one. Is there a Nissan Opportunity?
No, I don't think that's a Nissan. No,
I don't think so either.
a Nissan.
A Nissan.
What are other Nissan cars? Nissan Rogue. That's a Nissan, right?
Yep. Crisanto drives one. It's a SUV. Yeah.
We're
Rogue
looking
is
for-
like a sick name for like NASA to pick, though.
Yeah, it doesn't
That's,
sound
like,
like something
too
they
cool.
do. Like it's got to be like opportunity or invention or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, no, Rogue is the only SUV I can think of from them, unfortunately.
Can we think of other Mars rovers?
Nope.
No. Okay. Nissan.
They made like an ugly one that is like the Juke or something. That's a terrible name.
There is a Juke. Is that a Nissan? I don't think so.
I don't know now.
Nissan Altima.
Ultima is a car.
I got no clue, man. I'm just.
Nope. I think Rogue is our only guess.
I am playing the
unfortunately.
word association game at this point. I think Rogue is as good as I'm gonna get.
Yep.
Go with Rogue.
Unfortunately, yep.
What do you got, Mike and Jamin?
We got Pathfinder and Thought Space makes it.
You go with that, Jamin?
Oh, nice. I was pretty sure it was Rogue, so I had already checked out.
Is the Pathfinder a disc?
Yes.
Yes.
Thought Space Athletics, June 23rd, 2020.
All right, we can still force a tie.
Man, that really worked out skipping categories.
You got Element, no?
Illegally, yeah. We got it.
That was a steal, though. So Mike and Jamin, question 4, category 1. In Latin, what food preparation job is a carnifex? In medieval England, it also meant executioner. In Latin, what food preparation job is a carnifex? In medieval England, it also meant executioner.
You got
Jamie,
it?
you're the teacher, but no, I don't know it.
Oh, it's a butcher, I think.
Okay. I'm going to go with that.
All right. Yeah. Executioner, a butcher. That seems to make sense.
Is the butcher a disc?
If this is a disc and Soldier isn't, I'm going to be really pissed off. But I don't think, I don't know, Jamin. I've never heard of a butcher.
I haven't either.
I've heard of like a meat hook disc, but like not an actual butcher.
It's also like a horrible name. Like, oh yeah, I threw my butcher. I really butchered that shot. Like it just doesn't. I don't think it makes any sense. But I'm also now finally gonna start my disc golf company, and it's all just gonna be careers.
Yeah.
The putter's gonna be an accountant.
We have the Jamin paralegal.
The J-Men paralegal.
I'm gonna say not a disc. Jamin, you good with that?
Yep, I agree.
You are correct.
All right.
Alex and
Good
Randy,
win.
in circus lingo, a joey isn't a kangaroo, but rather what type of performer? In circus lingo, a joey isn't a kangaroo, but rather what type of performer?
Probably somebody who jumps a lot. So an acrobat?
Yeah.
I don't know. Could be a clown too.
Are there any jobs at the circus where you go inside of a pouch?
Like a contortionist, maybe?
Oh, I didn't expect you to.
He actually had an answer for that.
I mean, yeah, someone that like go. Oh my god,
I mean, it doesn't matter at this point.
We
They've
can't
locked
win.
up the win. Yeah.
I'd rather go with contortionist.
Sure, why not?
It's like, yeah, let's go for it.
What do you think, Mike and Jamin?
Well, can you say it one more time?
In circus lingo, a joey isn't a kangaroo, but rather what type of performer?
What did they say? Contortionist?
Yeah.
I just was going to throw this out there, an acrobat or like a sword swallower, just because it sounds cool. But I don't know.
Yeah, I like acrobat. I agree with Alex's original idea.
Yeah.
Boo, boo.
Yeah,
I would say
Randy's
acrobat.
doing it. Yep, acrobat.
We were looking for clown.
Oh, wow.
That was the other
No.
thing I was thinking of. Dang it.
Yeah. A joey. That's something I never knew before.
Yeah,
That's why you play disc or no disc, because you learned.
That's right.
But you guys, as your victory lap, you get the final question.
Oh, what
Because-
was clown a disc?
No, it is not a disc. But thank you for reminding me, because last week I forgot to mention that I think the wolf was a disc. I don't think I mentioned that.
Everyone knows that one.
Oh,
I was gonna say there are some of them where it's like you don't even have to
Yeah.
go over it.
Final question. This is for Mike and Jamin. Fred Dryer was on the beat in 1984 tracking down bad guys as what title LAPD homicide detective, also the name of a college in New York City? Fred Dryer was on the beat in 1984 tracking down bad guys as what title LAPD homicide detective, also the name of a college in New York City?
All right, New York City colleges. What do we got? I know all the music schools, which isn't very helpful. Unless the answer is Juilliard.
So like if I'm just thinking like TV, I don't know, Dragnet, Magnum PI, Columbo.
Columbo?
Is Columbo a college?
Columbia is a college
Yeah.
in New York City.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was thinking it's one of those three things, but I have no idea.
All right.
Let's think. So there's colleges in the city. There's Liberty, what else is there? Oh, sorry. Edit that out. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know, like, a lot of the colleges in the city. Is it the Manhattan Institute of Fine Art? Fashion? I might have made that up. I have no idea.
Yeah, we don't. I haven't. No idea.
Columbia.
Yeah, we'll say Columbia.
What do you got, Alex and Randy?
I don't know. I'm going to go with I don't know.
Fred Dryer was on the beat in 1984 tracking down bad guys as what title LAPD homicide detective, also the name of a college in New York City?
All right. What are some TV show cops? We got Knight Rider.
Yep, that's an occupation.
Magnum PI they mentioned. PI is a occupation. And I think the Magnum's a disc.
There's no Magnum College.
I am going at this from a different angle, Randy.
Was Shaft's last name Shaft?
Is there a Shaft College?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Nope. Stony Brook was the college I was thinking of. When I was trying to think of the college I couldn't think of.
It's a Stonykill. I'm going to go with the Stonykill.
That's not it.
Stony Killer. There we go.
Trump
That's
University.
An occupation.
Ooh.
Sorry, I just gave it away.
Yeah, Trump University. Let's go.
You guys good?
Sure. I got nothing.
Yep.
We're looking for Hunter.
Yeah.
Never heard
Legacy
of it.
Discs, February 6, 2015.
I played against a hunter in college. I don't know if that's the New York City Institute or what, but
Probably. I have heard of that one. That makes
bet it
sense
is.
now.
So I got Mike and Jamin at 12, Alex and Randy at 4. Thank you, Jamin, Alex, Randy, and Mike. Thanks again for coming on. And sweet up at the bell.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Oh, I just remembered something that happened today at CTK. I was out there like painting rocks for next T signs or like next T arrows on some of the paths where it crosses other paths and that kind of stuff. And in the middle of the new path on 11, since that tree fell down, I found a cowbell that had fallen off of a cow at some point and a root had grown through it and brought it up to the top of the soil.
Crazy.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. Did you like free it?
Oh yeah, I've got it. It's in my house.
Awesome.
I was going to say you should put it on, some blind hole to ring as you leave.
No way, this thing's mine.
That's sick. I got a question. You guys know why Zach Melton didn't play Worlds? He posted something and said, I could go into detail, but honestly, it is what it is. What the hell happened? Anybody know? I'm just scrolling through Instagram and he has this whole post about how he didn't play, but it wasn't his fault and it is what it is. I don't know what the hell that means.
Is his rating?
I don't know. Maybe the whole thing with like registering or something.
That's what I was guessing would be.
It's the same thing that happened with what's his name last year, Avery Jenkins. He played 15 straight Worlds and he didn't register or whatever.
Avery didn't sign up in time. That's like 1,000,000,000% his fault.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I also say that as like somebody who probably shouldn't have played Worlds last year, but did.
Just because I was watching it earlier, Smarter Every Day is a very popular YouTube channel, like 11 million subscribers, something like that. And they did a video on how MVP discs are made. And it's a really, accessible version of it.
Is that what Kenji posted on the Discap page?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yes.
I haven't been on Discap. But yeah, it's, yep, I see it now. It's a really cool video. I watched it. It was nice.
So Jamin posted a picture in the chat. And I thought he was just pointing out that he drinks the worst coffee in history, but apparently, is that a cowbell, Jamin?
Yeah. So it kind of goes along with just this weird theme of just random stuff being found at CTK through plants. The first time it happened, I was pulling bushes out on hole 17, and I pulled a bush out, and the roots of the bush had wrapped around a lasso. It was like, 4 or 5 inches into the dirt. So it had been there a long time. I pulled that out and I put it around the base of the basket on hole 17 because that's just a really cool thing to find. And then somebody took it. It's because it's not there anymore. And then, so today I was walking and I saw a little piece of metal kind of sticking out on the new path to 11. And I got a little bit closer, and it's a like really old cowbell. And the root had grown through the little piece of metal that puts it on the collar. So being that it used to be a cow farm, that it's just one that fell off a long time ago, but I just thought it was really cool. So I'm not keeping this one out on the course. That one's for me. It's home now.
That's an interesting way to deflect that you drink the worst coffee in history, but that's cool.
Yeah, it's like in my blood.
Coffee is coffee.
I was going to say, I drink Stewart's coffee, but only if that's all I...
So if you had a Stewart's and a Dunkin' Donuts next to each other, which one are you going to?
That's tough. Do I want diabetes? Dunkin' Donuts is very sugary. Actually, I'm a huge fan of Cumberland Farm. I go an extra 10 miles.
Free coffee
to get Cumberland
Fridays.
Farms coffee.
Yep. And it's $1 still,
Yeah.
right?
They have an extra large now.
Oh.
Extra large diabetes.
So, yeah. But not Dunkin' Donuts diabetes. I get that like once every 6 months because that's all I can handle.
Terrible. I think Dunkin' is the worst. Randy is fuming right now, I can tell.
No, I was going to say for hot coffee, I don't do sugar in my coffee either way, but for hot coffee, I will take a Stewart's hot coffee, like their original like roast or whatever.
It just tastes like it wants to be Starbucks. And it's just not good.
It really depends on when you get it. If you get it past 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it's your own fault. But if you get it in the morning when they've been doing it all day, it's fine. I'm not going to say it's good, but it's fine.